There's no more building a brand and building a business based on one channel alone, right? We need an omni-channel approach.
Hello everybody, welcome to Search. This week we will talk about integrated internet marketing. The reason that we picked this topic for this week is because we've been getting a lot of questions about the overall strategies of marketing in 2020 and where the industry and the marketplace will move to. So when we say integrated internet marketing, it takes into consideration your website, your technology, your content, your services, your products, all the way to your brand visibility and your conversions. So we've been saying this for a couple of weeks, actually a couple of months now, Joe, is we've been saying that everything is integrated. You cannot separate Facebook from Google AdWords from content marketing and SEO, SEO from online conversions from your store or your technology in your e-commerce platform. Why do we keep saying this? What is the most significant message that we're trying to provide to the end users, to our prospects, to our clients, when we say you have to look at things as a package, as an integrated approach now? Why do we keep saying that?
Well, because times have changed. There's no more building a brand and building a business based on one channel alone, right? We need an omni-channel approach. So you need to be on Facebook, you need to be on Instagram, YouTube, Pinterest, etc., as many as possible. Obviously, it needs to make sense for your brand, but you need to be on as many channels as possible because everything is now integrated. And it's not as difficult as people might think, right? People think I need to publish content on Facebook and YouTube. I don't have the time for that. But that's not true. The same content that you produce for your site can be recycled and reused for each and every one of these other channels. So it doesn't take as much time as you might think to actually create and spread this content throughout the web.
Yep. And that's also one of the things that we get a lot from our clients is, unfortunately, they don't want to do the work. But again, what I say, or what we say, is how are you going to differentiate yourself from the competitors if you don't put out incredible, exciting, shareable content out there? And when we say content, it's taken this generic form. It doesn't have to be that difficult. It doesn't have to be generic. A content is as basic as a great review that you get for a product, a great case study, a great testimonial that you get from a client, a great article, product guide, e-commerce buying guide. So it could be a lot of different types of content, but you have to put that content out there and you have to distribute it through an integrated channel. And that's what Joe is talking about here. So what is the challenge here though, Joe? Because a lot of people don't seem to get it, number one, and they don't seem to know where to start. If I want to do an integrated marketing plan or an integrated marketing strategy for my brand, for my business, let's say I'm an e-commerce site. I'm doing $6 million in revenue. I have 2 brick and mortar shops. How can I build this? What's the first step on doing this?
Well, the first step is you need to analyze your data, right? You need to take a look at your data, take a look at your target demographic. Who is your ideal target demographic? Who are your existing customers? From there, you can now pinpoint where they are across the web, right? So if you have an older target demographic, you're going to be looking at more of the Facebook and those types of social platforms. Whereas if you have a younger target demographic, you're going to be looking at TikTok, Instagram, Snapchat, some of these more younger demographic platforms. So step one is to identify your target demographic so you can now pinpoint where they are on other channels.
Yep. And we're putting a lot more emphasis on the brand nowadays because you need to, first of all, the brand needs to have a story. A lot of people are missing this. They're saying, okay, I sell this product. Let's say I sell this pen or this phone, and I put it out there. It's $100. Why are people not buying it? Well, they're not buying it because they're not engaging with you. They don't know you. They don't trust you. They don't have a relationship with you. So if you have a brand and if you want to be the brand, what kind of a relationship do you have with your end users or your consumer? And 2, what kind of a story do you have behind that brand? Because if you don't have that story, you will not be able to survive after 2020. Things are going to be moving a lot faster now. Again, with all of these integrated marketing methodologies and strategies, you have to build your brand and you have to have a story behind your brand. And what Joe mentioned, all the content that you're going to generate, all the content you're going to put out there in different platforms based on your audiences is going to be fueled by this story, and it's going to be fueled by this relationship that you have with your end user. You can think about any brand, talk about any brand, Apple, Coca-Cola, H&M, Zara, Nike, it doesn't matter. They have relationships with their end users and consumers. So what kind of a relationship do you have, and what story is your brand telling to your users? We got to think about this now. Going back to the integrated side of things, this is not integrated marketing strategies. This is not about marketing anymore. What kind of an operation do you have? What kind of an inventory management system do you run? Do you have a CRM that you're leveraging or that you're using? How is it integrated with your overall methodology and your system? Is it integrated with your BigCommerce, Shopify, Volusion, Magento, SAP Hybris store, right? So when we say integrated, it's not marketing that's integrated, it's everything along with the technology. I'll give you one very small example, and there are hundreds of small elements like this that we look at on a daily basis when we analyze our clients' operations. If you are shipping 1,000 packages per day, and at the end of 10 days you have 10,000 packages out there, what tool are you going to use? And then let's say you're using USPS, FedEx, DHL, and maybe, let's say those three. You have 10,000 packages out there. How are you tracking the exceptions on those packages? Because especially during holiday time, when somebody is not happy, when somebody doesn't receive their product, they're going to bring hell to your operation. They're going to call your 800 number, complain, leave negative reviews everywhere. How do you track the exceptions? How do you track the on-time deliveries? How do you track the ones that were returned or the ones that were left at the door or lost? How do you track the insurance claims? Are you using a tool for that? Because if you are not, you're going to destroy that relationship with your end user and your consumer because they're not going to be happy. This is one example. I said hundreds, but probably of thousands of operational issues that you might have that then affects that relationship.
Absolutely. And it all comes down to, do you have a business intelligence tool, right? Do you know your customer lifetime value? Do you know your VIP customers or your top 100 customers that are consistently buying from you? If you have that information, you can now target and segment your customer base differently, right? So if you have clients that haven't purchased back from you in a year, why? Did they have a negative experience due to the shipping? Did they have a negative experience due to the customer service process, right? So now you can go in and identify what points need to be fixed and also how to segment and target previous customers.
I know that we're overwhelming you a little bit, but it's not our intention. We're just trying to tell you the level of complexity that this can have when you're running a multi-million-dollar operation. So the best way to start this is to do an audit or an analysis of your current structure or your current overall infrastructure that combines your marketing, your technology, your operations, your customer satisfaction, et cetera, et cetera. At Optimum 7, this is exactly what we do. We'll talk to you guys next week about how to conduct an e-commerce SEO marketing strategy and a checklist. We'll talk to you next week. Did I say that twice?